Hey, what is up, ladies and gentledudes? Kyle here. We're back again in the shop with a brand new project. And to start with, we're going to need a piece of wood just over 37 inches long. Just over that. I totally didn't forget to start recording and had a whole, intro said already and explained what I was doing. No, I didn't do that.
Alrighty, so here we are at the very beginning of the build. This part is always the hardest part, I think, because it's just like starting with a brand new piece of paper. You don't have anything down, so it can look kind of intimidating at some points. But I just kind of freehanded it based off of the pictures that I had and did that real quick. And then shortly after that, I cut everything out, glued it together, and started sanding all the edges together, shaping it up real nice to the basic shape that I wanted it. And then it was a whole lot of work with the Dremel tool. Holy cow. I used that tool so much during this project. It would have been nuts if I had to do it without it. I absolutely love my Dremel tool. It's amazing. So here I'm just shaping up the handle, going through, and like I said, it's a lot of different layers. You can see here as we get closer, we start drawing out where I'm going to be etching a little bit later, that there's a bunch of different layers. All of those were from just the one piece of wood. And I had to cut every individual layer out because I didn't have thin pieces of wood to build up, but I made it work. Now here, what you're seeing over the next very short little bit of me carving out all the little tiny details, the little cybernetic etchings that are along the edge of the blade. It took about 45 minutes to an hour to get all the lines drawn in, and then easily 3.5 hours as a conservative estimate to actually carve it out.
Alrighty, ladies and gentledudes, we're almost done. I've got everything painted black, nice and shiny. Got a base coat of just satin, flat black. And then on the handle, on the hilt here, I have another layer, because some of it's flat black and some of it's gloss black. So that I painted, it's dry, and I'm covering it now. We're going to do the last silver coat. And then we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to move on to weathering. Alrighty, we got the silver done. It's looking nice and fancy. We got this, and then we got these two little pieces on the side here. I haven't taken the tape off yet, obviously, so I'm gonna do that real quick, and we're gonna see. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. Looking nice and spiffy. I like it. I'm very pleased with that. I'm very pleased with that indeed. With the blade, I'm really happy with it. I'm happiest with the blade. The etchings and the little cybernetic carvings on there came out really well, I think. Now we get to weather this thing, and you can't really tell. You can't really tell in real life. You definitely probably can't tell on camera. But this is a gloss black and this is a matte black. I'm gonna have to color this a little bit gray for the grip, just so it differentiates from the rest of it a little bit. But dang, I like this thing. Yeah, now let's weather it. I'm so excited. Weathering is my favorite part.
Now we are on weathering. This is probably my favorite part of most builds. I did a technique called dry brushing, which I may go into a video about sometime in the future. I'm not sure though. But basically it was just silver and bronze paint along with a little bit of tan to make it nice and dirty. I actually found this bronze paint. I think it's my new favorite weathering paint because it just makes things look so rusty, and it's just a lot of fun. I really liked it. I really enjoyed doing the weathering on this.
Alrighty, there you have it. Once again, we have completed Alita's sword. I'm so pleased with it. I'm so happy with how it came out. There's not really a lot that I would have done differently. Next time, if I do make another one, I'll make this out of multiple pieces of wood, because I'll have multiple pieces of wood. But I think for what I had on hand, I'm extremely pleased with how this turned out. These etchings took literally 3.5 hours of just hunched over the table with a Dremel tool. But whatever. It was worth it. I love this thing. Yeah, I like the movie. I like this. I actually saw, there's a YouTube channel that I watch a lot called Shadiversity, that if you guys don't check it out, it's something that I really like watching. It talks about swords and culture, stuff like that all the time, in regards to medieval history. And the guy actually broke down this sword and talked about kind of the good and bad about it. It was mostly bad, but anyway. As far as from an actual practical standpoint, so go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description to that. I thought it was really interesting, and it's a good analysis. It's a good channel if you're into history and medieval weaponry especially. He talks about it a lot. He also talked about a lot of fantasy stuff, which I also enjoy, so go check that out. He's one of my favorite YouTubers at the moment and for a long time now. But without further ado, once again, we finished our sword. I'm very happy with this, so this will go into the collection of things. Let me know what you want to see next. I know I've got Chewie's Bowcaster coming up relatively soon. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to do that or how exactly I'm going to do that, but I'm working on that, working on getting plans for that together. So that'll be probably the next one or two. But if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments up below, and I will see about making those. So, until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.